Dan, a really common client question I get is when I got pulled over for stunt, I got something that looks exactly like a ticket, but there's no fine or penalty on here. He gives me a date to appear in court. So explain what's going on here.
Even though the police gave you what looks like a ticket, what they in fact gave you was something that's called a summons. What you'll notice is that there is no dollar amount of the penalty on there. You don't have an option to plead guilty or not guilty like a regular ticket. In fact, what the summons does, it actually compels you legally to attend a court date on a specific date and a specific time. And a summons is very different from a traffic ticket. And the reason why, it really goes to the nature of what you've been charged with. Stunt driving is one of the most serious offenses under the Highway Traffic Act. And it's actually handled in a separate section of the Highway Traffic Act. And it's called a Part 3 public safety offense. And I explained actually in a previous video, when you speed 50 kilometers over the speed limit, the law no longer treats your actions really as a simple act of speeding. You're well beyond that. At that high level of speed, the law considers that you're driving not a car, but a 4,000-pound weapon on wheels that has very serious penalties that are very, very expensive financially and may include additional penalties such as driving suspension for up to 2 years and even jail time potentially up to 6 months. Because these penalties are severe and really can change your life, it really can have a dramatic impact on your life, the charge against you has to be litigated through a very defined legal process. And the core of that process is giving you the ability to mount a legal defense. The only way that you can fight your charges is to know, what am I fighting against? In other words, you have the legal right to all the evidence that the prosecution has against you, so you can, know how to fight this charge. The only way to get that evidence to you is to force you to go to court, where the prosecutor will give you a package called disclosure, which theoretically should have all the evidence against you. So at that point, with all the evidence, you then can effectively put together a strategy to fight back against those charges.
Another common question I get is regarding stunt driving is that my ticket's going to be $2,000 and 6 demerit points. Is this the entire penalty?
Short answer, no. The minimum penalties are $2,000 and 6 demerit points, but that's not all. And the reason why, again, it goes to the logic and the seriousness of the charge. I mean, stunt driving is so serious that the lawmakers really wanted to create a huge deterrence against driving at these high levels of speed. So what the lawmakers did, they actually gave the prosecutor a toolbox of penalties. So in addition to the fines, in addition to the demerit points, penalties can include license suspension for up to 2 years, and even a period of probation, and even jail time up to 6 months. And the final outcome, the penalties that you may face really depend upon a lot of factors that really go to the specific details of your case, including the courts that you're in, the prosecutor that has been assigned to the case, the justice of the peace that has carriage of your case as well.